All right, back with another video. So we got a little clip here from question period when the housing minister, using those terms very loosely, of course, Gregor Robertson, just completely humiliates himself. And it's really just funny to watch these question periods because you know at some point someone's going to say something really stupid, and they're almost always going to be from the Liberal side. So let's have a look here. But before we do, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I really appreciate every single one of you who do. So let's have a look, and then we'll talk about it after, like usual.
Honourable Member for Parry Sound, Muskoka. Mr. Speaker, Canadians are being crushed by the housing crisis. The Liberals' own internal documents admit that housing now eats up 52% of household income. Wow. Mortgage delinquencies are at a record high. Families can't keep up, young people can't get in, and this Liberal government will not show us a plan. Mr. Speaker, a budget is a plan. Right. And while Canadians suffer, these Liberals refuse to present a budget that will solve the housing crisis. My question is very simple. Why?
Why?
The Honourable Member of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, this government is committed to taking action on housing, and that's why we've rolled out the GST break for first-time home buyers.
I just got to apologize in advance because you see Chrystia Freeland right here. For some reason, they don't mute her mic when other people are talking, which they really should, because you can literally just hear her commenting throughout the whole thing. It's really annoying, so just brace for that.
Buyers saving them $50,000 up to $1 million purchase. That's why we've rolled out a tax break for 22 million Canadians to help them afford housing. That's right. We are taking action, and we will continue to take action at a pace that I hope the members opposite will support us on.
Excellent.
The Honourable
A tax break. Houses that should be worth about $300,000-$400,000 are selling for almost $1 million, and they're going to give you a few $100s back a year. Great plan.
Member for Parry Sound, Muskoka. Well, Mr. Speaker, here's what we know now. We know now that Toronto and Vancouver are two of the most unaffordable cities in the world. We know that the cost to construct a residential building in Canada has increased by 58% in the last 5 years. We also know that this latest housing minister increased home building taxes by 141% while he was mayor of Vancouver. And we know that the TD Bank has declared that this government will not come close to their promise to build 500,000 new homes per year. Mr. Speaker, are the Liberals refusing to deliver a plan because they don't actually have a real one? The Honourable Minister of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This government has been very clear about our plan for housing, the most ambitious plan for housing in Canadian history, and that is Build Canada Homes. That is moving forward on actions, concrete actions that will save people money.
That's right.
We are going to take action for multi-unit residential buildings that we hope the members opposite will support in the fall to increase rental supply. We are going to take action across the board, particularly on affordable housing, and we expect support in this House.
We do.
The Honourable Member for Thornhill.
They keep saying that. We expect support. Why don't you do something of concrete action? You're just making the same promise as Justin Trudeau. He also said he was going to build 500,000 houses in a year. Carney said the same thing, and it's not going to happen.
Who increased building taxes by 141% the last time he had a chance should be aware that Oxford's Global Cities Index found that residents of Toronto spend more of their income on housing than any other city in the world. But the man in charge of housing doesn't think that's a problem. He says that housing prices shouldn't go down, period. So if he doesn't think that housing prices should go down, can he tell the residents of Toronto just how much more of their income they're going to have to spend on their homes?
Honourable Minister of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, I've got to say it's refreshing to hear the members opposite actually care about affordable housing because they never did anything about it.
What?
That's right.
What? Like, are you kidding me right now? The Liberals have been in power for 10 plus years. The last time housing was affordable was when the Conservatives were in power and Pierre Poilievre was the housing minister. Like, what is this fool even talking about? I mean, it's crazy, but we'll let him finish.
It's very difficult for mayors and premiers mayors and housing ministers across the country that saw no support for 10 years from the members opposite in their government.
Very true.
We are taking action. We are committed to scaling up that action with Build Canada Homes and direct action in these weeks and months ahead. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable member for Thornhill.
Speaker, forgive me if I'm a bit skeptical of the housing minister who increased the price of housing by 179% in just 8 years in Vancouver. They broke housing. They fueled inflation that drove up rates. They rewarded those who blocked housing construction. They supercharged immigration numbers that outpaced the availability of housing. He says we need affordable housing. Great. But then he turns around and says that home prices shouldn't go down. Both of these things cannot be true, so which one is it?
Great question.
The Honourable Minister of Housing and Infrastructure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm frankly not surprised to hear the confusion on the other side of the House when you put the words affordable and housing together.
That's right.
We're taking action on it, Mr. Speaker, and though the federal government does not control the price of housing, we want to see the overall cost of housing come down. That's why we are investing in local partnerships with cities across Canada to bring the development cost charges down for housing and deliver affordability.
Honourable member for York Centre.
Speaker, after a lost decade of this Liberal government, housing in Toronto is unaffordable. Last week, we learned that new home sales are at a record low. Now, according to Oxford Economics, as a result of high immigration, quote, residents of Toronto spend more of their income on housing than the residents of nearly every other city in the world. You'd think that that would prompt the Liberals to present a serious plan. Instead, they want to break for the summer without a plan. Speaker, will the Prime Minister respect the will of this House and pass a budget before his summer vacation?
The Honourable Minister of Transport.
Well, here we go.
Mr. Speaker, I really like to believe that all members of this House are sincere in their desire to make life better for Canadians.
I mean, it's like I can't do it with this insane woman. But I mean, Gregor Robertson just. Oh, it's nice to see that the Conservatives finally care. What? The housing market was way better under the Conservatives, way better. And for the housing minister, the Liberal housing minister, to say, oh, they finally care. I mean, the gall on this guy. When he was the mayor of Vancouver, who had arguably the worst housing market in the entire world. Worse than New York, worse than LA, worse than Chicago, worse than Miami, Vancouver. And this guy with his smug little smile on his face over here was the mayor of that city and did nothing. Is it up to the premiers to build houses? Okay, well, where's your NDP premier? Why isn't he building houses? Is it up to the mayor? Okay, well, you were the mayor. Who's it up to if it's not up to the federal government? It's not supposed to be up to the federal government, but Justin Trudeau made housing a problem by mass flooding Canada with immigrants and not allowing people to build enough houses. And everything's so expensive, everything went up in prices because materials were expensive. They caused all the problems that they're now complaining about and promising to fix, but yet they had 10 years, they did nothing. It's insane. Their whole party's insane. Anyone who voted for them is insane, and hopefully they get their head screwed on tight so that we can actually get things done after the next election, whenever that may be. But let me know what you guys think. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back shortly with a new one.